I've grown the organization from running one competition, which is Mosaic Classic, to now this year we actually have 7 confirmed competitions and an 8th one potentially that we're in the works of if we can get.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, baby.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome. Welcome to Ambition Academy. My name is Adil.
My name's Cash.
And we have our special guest over here.
Our special guest.
Mr. Strongman himself.
Nathanial Blais.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Unfortunately, Ray isn't with us today.
There wouldn't have been enough space at the table here anyways. So. Pretty big guy on this side of the table.
Is that your big joke or he's a small and short joke?
You can take it out.
A little bit of both?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I'm not going to say it. Just take it as it is there.
Oh, guys. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here today. He came down with the flu, and he's extremely sick. So my thoughts are with him. Hopefully he recovers quickly, and we can have him back for the next episode, guys.
Definitely. Prayers up for Ray.
Prayers up. Now.
So, obviously, I don't want to take up too much of our time doing the intro. I want to get started with you talking about yourself, letting us know who you are, what you do, and, feel free to be yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess, I worked law enforcement. Transitioned, got into air traffic control. That was kind of like the thing I was aiming for. I was like in a 4.5 year process trying to get in with them. Finally got in, and the statistic is usually like less than 1% of the applicants actually get through. So it's a huge achievement to actually get to the point of actually getting a job offer and starting it. Unfortunately, my mouth got me in trouble, and I was paid out a severance package, and I had to go figure something out for life. So started a real estate. I actually applied for a bunch of jobs and didn't hear back at all from any of them. Nobody even reached out and said, hey, you're on to the next step, fill out this questionnaire. Nothing. No interviews, nothing. So I was like, you know what? My grandpa was a realtor for 40 years. I think from 71 to 2021 or 2020. So just about 40 years, if not over that 40-year mark. And I said, you know what? Maybe I'm going to give that a try. It runs in the bloodline. Dad and uncle and aunt were all builders. They did custom builds. So housing kind of runs in the bloodline. So I decided, you know what? Let's jump on the train. And so far it's been good. So
awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. And for those of you that do know him, when he referenced before his mouth got him in trouble. If you know, you know. Like if you know that.
My mouth is as big as my squat or my deadlift.
Your deadlift, eh? Yeah, strongman. That's what you do, right?
Yeah, so I'm still an active competitor. I actually jumped back into the federation that hosts like a very structured style where you can qualify to a provincial level and national level and eventually get a pro card. Yeah. The last few years I haven't been competing in that level of competition. I've been doing for fun shows. I try and do one a year. So Spruce Grove Strongest Man. That was my main show. They didn't run last year, so I ended up going up to Fort Mac to compete at a for fun show. And by the term for fun, it's just really good prizes. It's not you're not qualifying to anything further. I've always stayed on the ball at least once a year. But now I'm really thinking about trying to get to that pro card level.
Yeah,
see where it takes me. So
no, for sure. And I know, and for those of you that don't know, fun fact: me and Nathaniel here were partners in law enforcement, and I loved running my mouth when he was my partner.
Of course,
he's big and strong, so it was.
I liked running my mouth too when I was your partner.
Fun fact.
They were the original bad boys before this happened.
Oh yeah, we were
the original bad boys.
We were the OG bad boys. I mean, unfortunately, I'm still there, and you're on to better things, which is great. Now I remember you telling me this, but my memory is absolute shit. Why strongman? Like there is CrossFit. Never mind. Bodybuilding and all sorts of other things, but why strongman? Why was it strongman?
Honestly, it was I was doing kind of like a bodybuilding style structured workout plan. Just kind of hitting the 5 core muscle groups. And from there I went to a new gym, started doing powerlifting with a close friend of mine. He was kind of like not necessarily coaching me, but he was like there along my side. Thought it was super cool, like trying to hit a PR, 1 rep max. You never really do that in bodybuilding. Like it's very rare that somebody's like achieving for a 1 rep max bicep curl or something. That's crazy stuff.
It's true. It's true.
So I was doing this powerlifting PR day, I guess you could call it, where it's like you're testing your maxes after doing a 12-week program. Yeah. And I saw off in the corner of the gym, there's these guys there playing around with these big cement boulders, and they're just picking them up and putting them on a platform. Now I know what it is. It's an Atlas stone, and that's a staple in strongman. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. So I finished my powerlifting program, and I went over to them. And I said, hey, what are you guys doing? Like, this is really cool. They're like, oh, this is strongman. You should give a try to this stone. So I went and I picked up it was a smaller stone, smaller in my opinion now. But it was difficult to do, and I think it was only maybe like a 230-pound stone. And I picked it up, and I was like,
I was gonna say, goddamn.
But yeah, no, it was fun. They were doing a couple other things, and I was like, this is really cool. I think for me, and my opinion's probably changed on it. I honestly probably got into it because you could just eat whatever you want. It wasn't about the aesthetic look of doing strongman. But now, at the age that I'm at right now, I'm 31 years old right now, and I've realized over the last 18 weeks or so that I've been working with a nutrition coach that nutrition is like, if you don't have your nutrition on point, you're not going to do well. So it went from just being able to eat whatever you want to still eating a lot, but it's like really clean. So I'm right now, 4,200 calories and off in the kind of in between thing, but it's all clean. 4,200.
4,200. Like, okay, so for anyone that doesn't know what clean calories are, 4,200 calories of clean calories is a lot of food. Is a lot. 4,200 calories if you want to eat like junk food, like a pizza, whatever. It's easy. Clean calories, if you've done it, it is crazy. It's an absurd amount of food. So, man, and he is very big. So it does, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah, weighed in at 323 pounds at competition this last weekend, February 14th, I competed up in St. Paul. So, 323 or something like that was what I weighed in at.
Damn.
Yeah.
So obviously to put on that much weight, what exactly are you eating?
For me, because of my body size, 4,200 calories is kind of like a maintain. I was actually losing weight at 4,200 calories for the first little bit. Breakfast is 2 eggs, 2 sausage rounds, 4 pieces of toast. 2 pieces of toast have cheese. The other 2 have peanut butter and jam. Snack in between is a quarter cup of nuts with 2 scoops of protein. Lunch is 400 grams of rice, 250 grams of ground turkey, and 1 cup of vegetables. Then another 2 scoops of protein in between that. And then dinner time is 350 grams of potatoes, 250 grams of ground beef, and 1 cup of vegetables. And that totals out to just under 4,200. It's like 4,178 or something like that.
Damn. It's crazy because people, when I obviously, like I don't work out obviously at the level that you both probably do, but, I've always heard people say that, working out's not the hardest part. It's what you eat. Eating is much harder than, anything when it comes to lifting.
Yeah.
And obviously, you can chime in on that.
Yeah, 100%. I was on the seafood diet. I had seafood and I eat it. And honestly, as soon as I started getting on this diet, I would say like 2 weeks in, the efficiency of my lifting, you like that, the seafood diet? In your off season, you could use it. I give it written.
No, because he did. That's why I'm laughing. He's not lying. He just ate everything in sight, man.
Yeah, everything in sight. But I a few weeks into the diet, I was noticing like my recovery time in between like a more cardio based event, the recovery time was so fast. Like, and even during the competition, this last competition was the first time I can confidently say that my moving or cardio or cardiovascular events were my best events. I won one of them. There's 5 events on the competition, and one of them, the farmer's carry, which is basically you pick up 2 handles in your arms and you carry it. I think it was 30 feet there and 30 feet back. I won that event. And usually for me, like 323 pounds, 6'4", running with anything, I don't even run to the fridge. Like there's no running in my life. I sweat when I like look at a cheeseburger. Like, yeah, it's crazy how nutrition really plays into your performance.
100%.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy. So, from strongman to competing, and those of you that don't know, you run shows. So you want to talk about a bit about the shows that you've ran in the past and what you're doing now going forward with the whole organization?
Yeah, absolutely. So I ran a competition. So I competed. My first time competing was in 2017. I really like this one event called the Yoke, and it's basically like a frame that looks like the letter H, and you get underneath, and you basically have plates loaded on pins, and you walk or run with this thing loaded on your back. Really liked it. It was a really strong event for me. And there was so little of it that I was like, man, I want to run an event that is solely that implement. And looking back at it, that was the most easiest show to run. You just needed plates and you needed a couple yokes, and the show could run on. So I wanted to do a fundraiser show for the Mustard Seeds Mosaic Center. That's like kind of like a drop-in. It's not a like overnight staying place. It's kind of like a drop-in center, a warming center. In the winter they give soup and have a place to do laundry and stuff. In the summer they do like they help you with like getting accommodated with housing and stuff like that. So more of a resource than like just giving away their stuff. It was very good what they were doing. Wanted to do something for them. They had a golf tournament in the summer and no source of income coming from the winter other than like people donating. So I was like, you know what? Great opportunity to allow something in the winter that can be done indoors, that people can enjoy, get donations, and then any of the profits made from the competition, give it back to them. So yeah, I ran this competition called Yoke Fest. It was just a 1 year thing that I called it that, because not everybody likes yoke like I like the yoke. But then I renamed it to Mosaic Classic, and I did that until 2024. Every year, we went from running it at a gym to being on the main stage at Katie's on one of the weekends at Katie's at the North Stage. And then last year we renamed it to Klondike Strongman Classic. It kind of aligns more to Klondike Days. And from there, yeah, it's the same competition that it was when it was called Yoke Fest. Obviously not all yoke, but actually I think every year there's been a yoke event in it, and it's just because I love yoke. But yeah, no, I've been doing that. And then, I mean, I also joined on with the Alberta Strongman Association as a board of director back in, I want to say I got popped in like mid 2019. One of the directors got relocated to BC, so he had to withdraw from running an Alberta organization. I lost the election by like 3 points or something like that. So I was the first one called up. And then I did a half a term with them, and then did 2 years as a board of director. And then I've been the president for 4 years now. And I've grown the organization from running one competition, which is Mosaic Classic, to now this year we have 7 confirmed competitions and an 8th one potentially that we're in the works of if we can get. We're at the point where we don't even have the resources to do this many competitions anymore. So grew it from also too. I think we only had 105 members with the association, and we're sitting at, I want to say like 320 right now too. So I've tripled the membership, and I've 8 times the amount of competitions that happen in a year throughout my duration of being on the board of directors.
Wow.
Damn. Yeah. We got the president here right now.
A wonderful president.
Oh.
You gonna edit that out?
No.
We got a great deal of cash, wonderful cash, lots of cash. I love cash.
Part-time comedian. No, keep it flowing. Keep it flowing.
But obviously, when it comes to all these things, there's a grind, there's discipline, motivation, everything, needs to come together, and most importantly, passion.
Yeah.
That all needs to come together in order to get this done, right? Like, it's just not something that, hey, I'm just going to try it. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, sometimes our minds tell us that, right? But then because you had the passion for it, right? You had the grind for it. You motivated yourself and obviously others to, build this thing brick by brick, I'm assuming, and to what it is today. Yeah,
absolutely. Even people that don't run under our federation have used me as a resource. I wrote a document, well, not a document, a little, I don't even know what to call it, like a blurb or a blog on a website called Medium. And it's like it's just like you share whatever, and people use my blog to run a competition. I know there was a very successful competition in the province that really focused on that, and I would say that they're probably one of the best competitions that run. They had 140 athletes last year compete in one competition, and they finished it in like 4 hours or something. I'm not taking credit for what they did that year, but when they were getting started, they used the resources I had to try and get their competition to where it is. So Yeah, you're absolutely right. You need to be the drive to be successful is super huge when it comes to that. I know promoters that run shows. We call somebody who runs a show a promoter. I know promoters that have had to go into their own pockets to run these shows, just because the love of the sport, right? The love of growing the sport and getting people involved, and in Alberta in general, regardless of the nonprofit side, we've grown huge. We're probably just as close to as Ontario's, I guess, group of people to compete.
Amazing.
Yeah,
That's great.
Amazing.
No, that's awesome. Now, I mean, you're I would consider you like a strongman professional in what you kind of do. Not like a professional pro, but like in a profession of kind of what you do.
Yeah.
Now, if there's someone that's watching and they want to try out strongman, like what are the steps? Like where do they go? Like what type of gym? Like can they reach out to you personally? Like what would they have to do if they want to pursue, let's just say they're bodybuilding now and they're like, you know what, I want to try something else.
right.
And they watch this and like, hey, maybe I'll want to lift some boulders. Like what do they do? Like where do they go? What advice would you give them right now?
Yeah, so there's a few resources out there. I mean, if we're focusing on Edmonton specific, there's a few gyms I'll give names to. So there's Evolve. Evolve North has probably the most equipment out of all the Evolves. Evolve South has a little bit. Evolve Downtown no longer has any strongman equipment. And then United Strength and Power out of here in Edmonton, it's owned by a professional strongman and a colleague of his. They started the gym together. Actually, I don't know if you guys would know him. Do you guys know a guy named Big Cat? Larry McEwen is his real name.
Big Cat, yeah. Oh yeah.
So him and Tristan Hoth
I've
opened
met
up.
him.
Yeah.
You've introduced me to him actually.
Right, that was at, when you came in. We had a booth set up at.
He's a big cat.
Yeah,
he's a big boy.
Yeah. So him and Tristan Hoth, who's a professional strongman who's competed at World's Strongest Man 2 years in a row here, opened up that gym, and it's got everything you can think of. And if it doesn't have it, they're probably going to figure out a way to get that equipment there. But if you're not in the Edmonton area, there's a lot of resources out there. So I know, obviously Alberta Strongman Association, our page, we have like a tab on our Instagram, I believe, that shows all the gyms in the province. Strongman Corp Canada, they have, I believe, a list of all the gyms in Canada. And then if you're in the United States, I don't know how many people are watching from all over the world, but United States, there's two federations. There's Strongman Corp. Just drop the Canada, obviously, for that one, because they're their own organization down there. And then US Strongman, they have tons of resources on their website to find strongman equipment if you wanted to give it a try.
Nice, because like, you know, your story of just like being a gym bro like me and then like, hey, look at that stone. I mean, someone could be watching and saying, you know, maybe I want to try lifting up stones too, you know? Maybe I test my strength, that PR kind of thing. Because you're right, we don't do it in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe someone does out there, but I don't think it's the general standard, right?
Right.
So,
I mean, any gym really too, kind of, you can get a baseline on some of this stuff. I mean, we squat, we deadlift. Squat, not as much. I shouldn't say we squat, but we deadlift a lot. So you can do elevated deadlifts where it's like you set something underneath the plates to make it higher, because a lot of times we have like Hummer tires or something, right? So you can do that. I mean, even for if a gym has a 200-pound dumbbell, just go do farmer's walks with 200 pounds in your hands. I mean, that might be overkill for some people, but you can do farmer's walks with a dumbbell. You don't need the fancy equipment, you know.
and for those of the audience that are watching, can you explain to them what a farmer's walk is?
Yeah, it was the event that I won at Lakelands this last weekend. It's the two handles that have a handlebar, and they load plates on those ones. But I mean, it's basically carrying your groceries. That'd be the simplest way. Like a very
That's a good analogy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's well in a gym in a setting it would just be like a dumbbell in one hand, a dumbbell in the other hand, and you just walk.
Yeah.
But a very heavy dumbbell.
Yeah.
And you just walk.
I mean,
essentially, right?
For comparison on the weights we're doing, this is like a regional show qualifying into provincials. We did 275 a hand.
Oh, jeez.
And I ran 30 feet there, 30 feet back, and
20 pounds.
Yeah. 14 seconds for me when I did the 30 feet with 275. So.
Damn, okay. Yeah, no, he's a very strong man. Like I said, we work law enforcement together. He's a very strong guy. Okay, so I see that you're wearing a hoodie here, and it says what?
It says Realm Fitness Products Incorporated.
What's that? What are those? No. Can you touch on that?
Yeah, absolutely. Realm is a company that I started up with two other guys. You were one of them at one point.
I actually was.
And
what happened to the other guy?
there's going to be a lot of editing if we get
Still owing on money. Don't edit that out.
At this point, man, it's a waste of time. But yeah, no. Realm was a company I started up with you and another guy, and it was a company where I found a way to really change the way people would consume supplements. So we reached out. We're redeveloping the Shaker Cup. I haven't. Most people don't know what it is. Obviously, you were part of it, so you know what it is. But yeah, it's a very unique design that we're doing to the Shaker Cup. And just right now, it's kind of like, I don't want to call it it's on pause. There's other things in life that I've been focusing on business wise. But yeah, eventually I'd love to go to production and have those Shaker Cups made and have the other part of it made as well. It's just I don't have like $500,000 to go to production.
We were hit with what? What was it when I was in it? That was like kind of the next step moving forward, and we got hit with like a dollar amount, and we're like, holy crap.
Well,
kind of blindsided us.
I think that the company we worked with for the engineering portion wasn't very transparent with the process. I wish, hindsight's 2020, but I wish looking back we would have had those questions that we could have asked, because they gave us a dollar number and they're like, yeah, this is going to be it, and then or I don't know if they said that was it, but the way they phrased it just made it sound like this is the dollar figure, this is your payment structure, and we'll have a product ready for you. Sure, they had partially done, but like then they were coming back for another 80 grand for material research. Like, what are you researching for 80 grand? Like, I can research it myself for free. If I wanted to spend 80 grand, I could have got a university degree and I could have gotten that 80 grand myself. I could have spent it on an engineering degree.
So, I don't know if you guys know this guy if he goes on rants, but when he goes on rants, they're epic. I remember the freaking product research rant.
For the year plus that I've known you for, I can attest to that.
Yeah. Well, you get me going on something that just like it just does not make logical sense. I'm gonna like beat it till it's dead. I'll beat it beyond it's dead. Like I'll just keep going. But yeah. So yeah, it's I would
traffic control.
But yeah, no, it's kind of on standstill right now. The Shaker Cup portion, I do have still Realm clothing line going on. Just kind of did a little launch with a friend of mine who's kind of supporting people that were in abusive relationships. She was in one, a while ago. She's got a really big story on YouTube with a couple big following channels, and she wanted to create this line that basically helps, like a percentage of the profits will get sent off to either a organization that helps people in that situation, or if she has somebody that approaches her and says, hey, I just went through this, she'll go help buy like some clothes and do some stuff like that. So just a little line like that. So
we'll put the whole how to order.
The links in the description.
We'll put the links,
Yes.
like kind of on the screen here for everyone to see, so they can show their support for it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And anyone who follows me sees I'm always working out in Realm gear. There you go. That's why.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's where it comes from.
Yeah. So yeah, realmshakercup.com. Super easy. You can go check it out after the podcast. Don't go right now.
So, Nathaniel, obviously, you were in law enforcement for quite some time as well.
Yeah.
And then obviously you had that transition that happened after.
Yeah.
Obviously law enforcement, we do a lot of negotiations in law enforcement as well.
Right.
Now, your current career in real estate, how do you approach that? And what kind of skills were you able to transfer over from law enforcement, if any?
I would say like a huge one is definitely confidence. Like if you're in a law enforcement position and then you're dealing with probably some of the worst in society sort of thing. A lot of it is confidence. Like I can walk in and I can talk to anybody. Like I don't really have a hesitation to talk to somebody. Like I would say one of the coolest things that maybe has transferred over is like when I'm showing a client a property and we see a neighbor out, I'm walking up to that neighbor with my client, talking to the neighbor. Hey, how's the community? Hey, if it's a condo, hey, what's the condo like? How healthy is the management group? I don't want to read it on a piece of paper. I want to know from somebody who's living in it right now. So like, yeah, I think like if I was not a confident person, I'd kind of be like, oh, leave them alone. Like they're shoveling their driveway. Like, but no, me, I'm getting right up in their face, not in a like negative way, but just saying, hey, I'm showing my client this property. What do you think of the area?
Very personable. Yeah. Good.
What are the differences between a sales related job versus a 9-to-5? Because I'd imagine in a 9-to-5, I mean, you just show up, you get paid, but in sales, you don't show up.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you talk about that?
Yeah, actually, that's kind of like one of the biggest reasons why I left law enforcement in a sense was there was a lot of people that we worked with that no matter how hard they tried or how much effort they put in, they got paid the same. So one of my motivating things to get out of law enforcement was to go and find something that the harder I work, the more I'll get paid. And sales is a great one to be in. I don't even really consider being a realtor sales. Yes, there's sales aspects to it, but it's like building relationships more than anything. Like you're constantly following up with people. There's people I sold properties to last year that I still shoot them a message and say, hey, happy birthday, or hey, happy 1 year anniversary on buying your home, or just staying in touch and nurturing them essentially. But to go back to your question, that's the big reason was, the harder you work, the more you make. Like you're saying too, if you don't show up, you don't make any money. I think I'm a pretty self-motivated person. You have to be when you're in a sales sort of role. So showing up every day is something I've done. I think out of last year, I took off one day. It was Christmas, because nobody's doing stuff on Christmas anyways. It would almost be disrespectful for me to send a message to somebody on Christmas and be like, hey, Merry Christmas. Like, in a professional aspect, like you can do it to your friends, but in a professional aspect, you're not, that's weird that your realtor's texting you, like you should be with his family, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So that was the only day I took off last year. My definition of a day off is, like, if I was to really look at what a day off was, it's me not doing any outbound work. So if I have calls coming in,
outbound, what does that mean?
So like reaching out, like trying to prospect new leads or anything like that. If I have an existing client or somebody calling me, I'm going to answer my phone on my day off.
Right.
But I'm not going to be actively trying to pursue a new client or anything like that. That's my day off. And maybe once every 2 weeks I do that, where it's just like I'm going to chill out at home and watch some podcasts or do whatever. Right.
That kind of leads to my next question, where I was going to ask you, what is a busy day versus a normal day? Because I'd imagine there's no easy day.
No, there's not really any easy days. There's always problems you're trying to solve.
Walk me through what like an extremely busy day would be.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the team that I'm on the Move team. We're under EXP, which is
a shout out right now. Give him a shout out right now.
Yeah, movehomes.ca. Movehomes.ca. I forgot what you asked. Well, yeah.
Describe
busy day. Yeah, so I usually wake up in the morning. First thing I do, I'm checking my phone, making sure. I know that's a bad thing. Like a lot of times people say, like go meditate or go whatever. Like, no, we're gonna check what fires we need to put out right now. 100%. So I'll check my phone. I'll go eat breakfast, but pretty much hopping on the computer right away. I have a set task list, depending on how close somebody is to buying a property, on how many times I follow up with them within a month. So I usually hammer out that. Usually there's about 30 people I got to reach out to in the morning. Not all the time it's a phone call, but it's mostly text message follow up. It's mostly sending them something that just got listed, or if I know of something getting listed, I get the pre-information up to them if it's coming from my team. That usually takes me up my whole morning. A lot of times too, we have meetings. So Tuesday is my busiest day for meetings. I got 3 meetings usually, all back to back from 9 until noon. 9 until noon I usually have meetings on Tuesday. But then, you're following up with people. You're doing that. A lot of times when you've developed a pipeline, they would call it, where it's like you have a bunch of people you're working with. You have showings you got to go do. So on average, I'd say like in a week, I probably show anywhere between 7 to 10 homes now. Just kind of where I'm at. And it's usually so it's usually between like 3 or so buyers. That's kind of like the number I've been hovering around, is like once I have somebody buy something and I've taken care of them, we're waiting for possession, usually at that point another person's ready to go. So it's usually about 3 to 4 people that I'm actively working with on the buy side. Anywhere between 7 to 10 showings a week. And if there's some spare time, I'm kind of at a point right now with that being a healthy amount in a sense. I'm not pushing as hard with finding new clients. But if I do have time, I will hop on, and we have essentially a database where I can just go cold call. And cold calling is a big part of the job.
I previously was in tech sales as well, so I completely understand. Using Salesforce and everything, and cold calling. Obviously LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn Navigator and everything. It's a lot. So I can imagine.
I was at a dealership for a little bit, and they made me cold call, and I absolutely hated it. I hated it with a passion. I'm like, why am I disturbing this guy? Why am I bothering him? Hey, sir, do you have a 2012 Dodge Durango you're looking to trade in? Like, bro, he's just like, click, click, click. I'm like, fish. I'm going back to law enforcement.
I don't know. I actually, that's like I don't want to say I'm smart about what I say, but I'm very. You actually have been a big part in teaching me how to be a silver tongue, because you got a silver tongue.
Oh, he does.
So like a lot of it for me is like I usually can navigate. I usually can navigate pretty well with like when people throw objections. Like it's not difficult for me to do.
No, you were good. You're very good with that. And you know what? I think would you guys think it would be a bit different for the car sales versus? because that was car sales. This is being a real estate agent, a realtor. I think you guys are on a higher
Oh yeah.
spectrum because car sales
yeah.
is like down there, man. Like
Not just that. I feel like it's both things are in its own world. Like that's its own world. This is its own world, right?
Yeah.
This is something where you have to build a book of business versus a car is something that people sometimes are short term customers, some are long term. Where homes are mostly long term customers, right?
For the
So
most part, yeah.
it's a two different worlds, but
Right.
but yeah.
Yeah. It's I think I don't want to talk badly about other professions. Real estate is really governed by a very hardcore set of rules, and they're really like, I don't want to call it monitored, but there's so much opportunity if you mess up. Like there's routes that, like when you're buying a home, you have to sign a consumer relationship guide outlining how to report the realtor. Like whereas buying a car, you don't necessarily have that. Where it's like what phone number do I call when I get screwed over, right? So it's very regulated. That's the word I was looking for. It's very regulated, our industry. So yeah, I think that's
I did not
part
know
of
that.
it. Yeah.
That's good. Well, there you go. That's why. For those of you that don't know, me and Nathaniel have been good friends for a long time. Recently, he's hit a roadblock in his life, and has kind of wanted to talk to you about how you've overcome that, or how are you overcoming it, and how has that challenge been leading forward?
Yeah, I mean, you're always. I think people need to look back at their life, no matter where they are in life, and just kind of see, how can you always be improving? Never become stagnant. That's kind of like the big thing that I would say. So like, if you hit a roadblock, that's very particular to a certain subject point or whatever you want to call it. There's always resources out there. You're not going to do something new. Like you're not Jeff Bezos. You're not Elon Musk. You're not going to discover some crazy,
I like that.
Where most people are at life, they're not going to have something that's new. Somebody else is going to have experienced it themselves, and there's going to be books on it. There's going to be podcasts on it. There's going to be resources on it. There's going to be professional organizations that help you out. So just utilize those. Like, I mean, sure, you might have to spend a little bit of money. But at the end of the day, if you're continuously progressing yourself as a person and making sure that you're staying, grounded in yourself, that's the best way that you could probably get over something.
Bro, that's proper advice. People always try to figure it out themselves when it's already been done. If you're going through anything in life, man, someone's already probably gone through that. So then just look it up. That's fire advice, man. Holy crap. I like that. I know. We're gonna clip that. I like that. That was really well said, man. I really like that. No, I had a follow-up question to that where, when something's very unexpected. Do you believe that sometimes it's fate or destiny that you were on the wrong path and now you're guided towards the right path? I mean, you believe in God, you have your faith. Do you believe that kind of ties into it?
Yeah, I would say that God closes doors for a reason. I mean, you can look at any religion in that aspect. Islam. Any religion. There's I don't want to call it prophecies or anything like that, but there's stories that doors close for a reason. And I think in a Christian faith-based thing, God hears things that happen behind your back, and closes those doors. And I mean, even the example of getting let go from air traffic control, that door closed for a reason. I guess I wasn't destined to be an air traffic controller. I was destined to be potentially a realtor. I really don't know what I'm destined to. Is this going to be my long-term thing? I think it is. I mean, my first year was very productive, and especially for a first-year agent. I think that doors close for a reason. That would be just the general statement of that question.
Nice. No, that's wonderfully answered too. I like that.
Yeah.
No, for sure. That was great, man. You shared a lot of insight, a lot of experience. But yeah, no, let them know. How do they reach you? How does the audience reach you? So this man is what? You're a strongman.
Strongman,
yeah. Realm going for you. You're a realtor. How do they reach you? And if they need to contact you for any of those things or whatnot, how do they reach out?
Yeah, I would say my most used social media would be Instagram. So realm.nathaniel. All A's in that name. No E's in my name. I'm the only Nathaniel with all A's in all of Canada that's a realtor. That's actually a cool fact.
That's good.
There's Nathaniel's E's, but I looked it up because we can look up all the realtors. And
wait, who's the other one?
There's ones with E's, like E-L at the end.
E's. Okay.
But I am the only Nathaniel with an A-L in all of Canada that's a realtor, which is kind of cool. I mean, not many people can say they're the only one that has I mean, you can. I mean, there's many ways to reach out to me. You can Google search me. I'll be on Realtor.ca. I'll pop up on the Move Team website. But yeah, I guess the plug for the different websites. I mean, Alberta Strongman is AlbertaStrongman.com takes you to the nonprofit that I'm the president of. Any event happening in the province, regardless of what federation it's in, is going to be posted there. So you could more than likely you'll see me at one of those events. So if you want to see me in person, probably not competing in all of them, but if you want to see me in person, I'll be at any of those. Real estate stuff, we kind of touched on it earlier. Nathanial, all A's again, movehomes.ca. And move is spelled MUVE, not MOVE.
Okay.
And then, the Realm stuff, realmshakercup.com. That's where you can buy some Realm merch. It's not like my moneymaker. That's not my primary job, but it's always nice to see people wearing your company's logo on their shirt and stuff.
100%. No, 100%. No, you want to give them a pitch?
A pitch?
Yeah.
What type
of sales pitch, man? What looking to sell their house? You're on the spot. Give them a pitch, man.
We don't do pitches. We do cold calls. So
Hello, you've reached Cash. Hello.
Oh, we're doing a practice phone call?
Hello, this is Cash. You called me.
I'm not prepared. Are you a seller? Are you a buyer? What's going on
You
here?
called me. Hello. Okay. Hello.
This is crazy. Okay, so listen. I would do this with you, but I'm not signed to keep quiet. But I would hate to give my market.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
And somebody watch this and get credit from how I'm handling a phone call because I'm a high producer. At this
I respect that. I respect that.
Keep that down low.
Obviously, before we wrap this up, I just wanted to ask you one last question here.
Sure.
Feel free to answer this however you like. But what kind of legacy do you hope to leave behind? In both your athletic career and your current real estate career, if this is it for you?
Yeah. I would say on the real estate side, I've really started digging into AI-based stuff. There's not a huge space with real estate and AI. Everybody knows how to use ChatGPT or Perplexity or Gemini or whatever they're using, but I really want to kind of dial in and see if I can make that niche part of real estate blow up. We had a conference here in Edmonton a couple weeks ago, a week ago yesterday, and they had an AI speaker, but it didn't feel real estate-y. It was just very high level AI. Nobody's really giving real estate tips on AI, so I'd really like to potentially see if that's an opportunity to grow, give something AI related to realtors to make not necessarily the jobs easier, but to facilitate some help. That could change next week for all I know, but I would really, that's kind of the thing I do with that. Strongman wise, I think I don't want to say my legacy's been made. I would say I'm kind of on the leadership side of Strongman. I don't know how much longer I'll have in the on the leadership side with how busy real estate is getting. But I would say right now, the legacy that I left behind with that growing, organization from one show a year to now potentially 7 for sure, but almost 8, and growing the membership by triple, I think that's a pretty big legacy to leave behind in a sense at this point. But if I continue in the management side of Strongman stuff, just continuing to grow it, make Alberta Western Canada in general, just the pinnacle of Strongman in Canada. It's been very Eastern Canada dominant, but it's starting to slowly shift to Western Canada, and getting all those pro level shows to get guys into international shows out here in Western Canada would be kind of the next big step.
Okay, awesome.
Damn. Well done. Well done, my friend. Well done, my friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nathaniel Blais, thank you very much for coming in. Truly appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
This has been awesome.
This was awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
You're a wonderful guest.
Are we shaking hands on the left hand?
I don't know. Yeah, let's do it. This hand is huge, bro. Look at kids' hand.
Well, thank you very much for watching, everyone. This is all the time we have for today. My name is Adil.
My name is Cash.
My name's Nathaniel.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And
buy a home for me.
Exactly.
Buy a home.
There you go. Thank you very much once again for listening and watching. We'll see you next time.
Shit.